changes dramatically. Where's my cargo, Vladame? Falco has it, doesn't he? So that's how you do business with your old friends these days? So you don't remember, then the help will remind you. Guards, escort her out. Hey, Dari, move. The massive guard leans down to the woman and says in a lowered voice, Jay, get going while he's letting you. Go drown your sorrows at the Amassacus and thank your lucky stars you're able to walk out the door. You won't get the chance next time. Alright, so I know she can join your party, but in my previous playthrough, the quest like bugged out or something, or I did the quest in the wrong order and it wouldn't let her join. So once I get whatever the quest is associated with her this time, I'm going to do it as soon as possible, because I never got to see her on the team. First an insult and now threats. I see courtesy and tact are no longer valued commodity on Footfall. Oh well, I'll find myself a better deal. She turns on her heel and heads towards the exit. As she passes you by, she gives you a quick once-over, winks at you, and then immediately turns away with a flip of her jet black hair. The tall man, who has long since noted your presence, is studying you intently. Vladame Takara, Liege of Footfall, let us please proceed to my office. A spread befitting a visitor of your rank is waiting. Your entourage will be accommodated nearby. Certainly. Let's go. Please, follow me. While you're engaged in small talk, you get a chance to take the measure of Liege Takara. His expression is aloof and focused, his gestures curt and firm, and his speech calm and quiet, as though he is used to people always listening to what he says. Judging by his observant gaze, he has been studying you in turn this whole time. Vladame straightens in his chair and says in a polite but completely indifferent tone, Let's talk business. On behalf of the elite of Footfall Station, I offer you my condolences, Lord Von Valancius. We mourn Lady Theodora's loss, and we hope this sentiment is taken as a sign of our good intentions and willingness to cooperate. Thank you, Liege. A terrible loss for all of us. I hope that under your guidance, the dynasty can recover from this blow and attain even greater power. I am impressed by your prudence. Your decision to arrive on Footfall incognito without announcing either the death of the previous rogue trader or your own status, it was quite wise. The rumors will spread sooner or later. It's impossible to keep secret something that's been known to thousands of people serving on a void ship. But for now, you are free to reap the benefits of anonymity. As you may have noticed, Footfall is currently in a state of crises. Its people would benefit from the patronage of a figure such as yourself. Madimus says there are dogmatic reasons for kicking her out an airlock, but seriously, you don't have to do that even as a hardline dogmatic, and she's the best face character in the entire game, like it's not even close. Oh yeah? It's a shame she doesn't have a voice actor even for when you first meet her then. It's kind of like, it would be pretty dogmatic to get rid of Adira, but I really don't want to because I didn't get to see her story play out the last time. We'll see what happens. Who is that woman the wardens threw out? Vladame's expression hardens, and he makes a frustrated gesture. A dead woman walking. Some, however, still call her Jay Hadari, a small-time hustler with big ambitions that will lead her to a sticky end. It's strange. A small-time hustler, even a particularly audacious one, wouldn't likely quarrel in public with a figure as important as the Liege of Footfall. What seems stranger still is that the Liege knows this small fry by name. She is irrelevant. Since I'm the one in control of the situation of Footfall, I can speak on behalf of all of its noteworthy residents. I was attacked right at the docks. An outrageous stunt, a show of disrespect for both you and me. Sadly, such incidents on Footfall are akin to natural disasters, impossible to predict or preempt, they simply happen. Many consider Footfall to be a pirate den, but believe me when I say that there is a difference between organized crime and a gang of thugs who have nothing to lose. You are attacked by the latter. The Anvers are a gang of punks who spit on our customs and hierarchy. Even their leader is more akin to an ideologue, a rabble-rouser who calls for people's heads, not a commander. Sooner or later, we will find him and have him strung up. That will likely cool his followers' enthusiasm. Behind the carefully built facade of composure, you sense anger. It appears that this man is not used to losing control, but that is exactly what's happening. I am sorry for the loss of your assistant. What? Your words seem to perplex him for a moment, but his face remains cold. Oh, that. Yes, her death was a regrettable development. What is the situation in the region? Troubling. Xenos raids are growing more frequent. Trade is suffering, and fringe worlds are going under. Rumors of atrocities being committed by enemies of humanity are causing excessive panic due to their exotic nature. The core of the Imperium forces in the Coronis Expanse has departed for the sector's borders to combat the Xenos threat. There have been no word from them for a while now. Then again, with the distance and the current issues with Astropaths, that is not entirely out of the ordinary. Exterminat is the whole planet. This isn't even a planet, it's a floating rock. Still, we're not even alone. Still, we are not yet alone. From several of the worlds hit by Xenos attacks, we've received reports of fierce warriors who descend from the sky and enter the fray. The fragmentary accounts lead me to believe that the blessed Adeptus Astartes are operating in the Coronis Expanse, and I await news of their victories with great anticipation. What sort of patronage do you seek from me? Protection. Not military protection, but a different kind of security. You have, of course, already encountered difficulties with warp navigation on your way here. I'm afraid the scope of those difficulties extends far beyond this area. Reports of disrupted routes and ships vanishing during short jumps are coming in from across the entire sector. Communication with the Calaxis sector has been extremely unstable. Of the ships that have dived into the Maw in recent years, none have yet returned. The last ship that came through the Maw from the other side was struck by a temporal anomaly. The jump took almost 2 decades in real space-time. Lure to warp test succeeded. You've heard of periods of warp instability, including cases where the Maw would become completely inaccessible for navigation for years on end, thus temporarily cutting off the Coronis Expanse from the Imperium. Even so, Vladame's words are particularly alarming. It seems that something has had a profound effect on the Maw. And that brings us to our main issue. Footfall is a repair shipyard and trading post. We barely produce anything ourselves and are largely dependent upon incoming shipments, especially food shipments. The station naturally has some reserves, but the supply issues didn't start yesterday. Footfall would be obliged if House von Valancius would assist us by signing a contract for food deliveries. Logic test. I can't be the only one you've asked for help. Naturally, I have tried contacting other rogue traders. The terms of House Corda would have bled Footfall dry, and as for the esteemed Caligos Winterscale, instead of a food shipment from them, I received a transport, the Navica, packed with refugees. I had to send them off to Foulstone. So many extra mouths to feed would have only worsened the crises further. I suppose all these warp fluctuations must have created more pressing concerns for Lord Winterscale, so I put my faith in you, the third and last of Footfall's allies. And what are the terms of this deal? It's simple. Delivery of food shipments from the fertile worlds, Janus, I imagine, I'm quite familiar with that jewel of the von Valancius Protectorate, in exchange for fair payment. Get on your knees and beg. I will rob you blind. I will help. I don't want profit. Deal with it yourself. Get on your knees? No, I'm not psycho. I'm just lawful stupid. Same thing. No. Alright, last time I did 3. And I just helped them, and it was fair. The payments will be unfair, as I will be robbing you blind. But you will remain in charge. Do we have a deal? Why would Footfall agree to such a deal? By accepting it, we would anger the esteemed Incendia Corda without gaining anything. Let's discuss more realistic prospects of our partnership. He's like, why would I do this? Very well, I will help with your food shipment. He takes a sip from his glass. Hang on, let me finish this bite. This game is not good for eating my lunch. This sandwich has been here for 50 minutes. Vladame takes a quick sip from his glass. I'm immensely obliged, your lordship. I assume you're going to need time to get the shipments up and running. I can wait. On my end, I promise you complete cooperation with your endeavors. I would like to know more about the Anvers gang. Why haven't they been dealt with yet? He grits his teeth slightly before answering. I've been using all my resources to delay the moment when the station is hit by famine. I haven't gotten around to the Anvers yet. As detrimental as they are, they're no players. When their leader dies, the rest will scatter. Have there been Xenos attacks on Footfall? No, there haven't. Attacking Footfall in general is not a particularly reasonable thing to do. Many ships are docked here at any given time, and even the listed weapons on board them would make for a decent fighting force. And that's not even to mention the firepower that our esteemed merchants have shamefully hidden away from the station's customs officials. For us here, Xenos are more of a source of income than a threat. He freezes, gauging your reaction. Dogmatic! You should consider your words more carefully. An admission like that sounds dangerously close to heresy. I hear you. You must have misunderstood. What I meant was loyal servants of the Emperor often trade their spoils here on Footfall, including those claimed in battle with otherworldly beasts. Any other forms of interaction with Xenos are, of course, prosecuted without mercy. I hear you. Don't shoot me. Where does one go to make a few deals here on the station? Here. I'm the main dealer on the station, and it would be disrespectful of me to suggest that you take your business to Footfall traders of lesser importance. Still, you might take an interest in a few of the people of note. For example, Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso, the servant of the ecclesiarchy, is rumored to purchase sacred relics from captains, and other traders don't seem keen on becoming his competitors. If you're looking for goods that can entertain you, find Octaviana at the establishment called Adeptus Amacicus. The chemical bliss that she offers is refined and possesses a satisfactory degree of purity. Just don't ask her to pour you her signature drink. It's meant for common Footfall rabble, not discernible clientele. Let me see your wares. I'm at your service. You can expect the most generous discounts. Alright. Yoink. Drugs. Stub revolver. Alright. Am I in a rush to get any of this stuff? X-Rifle, Commentary Boots, Telepath Staff, Vision of Death. What's that? The target must pass a willpower resistance save. If failed, they suffer damage. The part of the damage equal to 30% of the target's current wounds cannot exceed 300. If passed, the target receives mental damage. Precise bolter. Okay. Alright.
In this tapestry of the world, I am the rogue thread.
Lord Captain, I'm pleased to report that the inspections have been completed. All identified system failures have been resolved. The void ship is ready to depart Footfall. The crew is waiting for your further instructions, and there are also a number of issues that need to be addressed. Why y'all always breaking stuff? Have they launched a teaser image today? Not that I know of, no. A well-groomed young man calls out to you. He is clean-shaven and dressed in clothes that are expensive but unshowy, with a bright aquila embroidered on a prominent spot. Noble sir, a minute of your time if you please. I am Bastion Indarama Bastal Corda, youngest cousin of House Corda, envoy of Incendia Bastal Corda, rogue trader of the Cronus Expanse by the grace of the Most Holy Emperor. And you must be an envoy of Theodora von Valancius. I noticed that you arrived on the esteemed lady's ship. Hide the truth. Quite right. I am Lady Theodora's envoy. Splendid. It's a pleasure to be speaking with an equal. Truth be told, I get a little flustered in the presence of the powers that be. Bastion smiles meekly. What did you wish to speak to me about? A matter of the utmost delicacy. You see, you've been to the residence of the Leech. Vladame almost certainly appealed to you for assistance in the arrangement of shipments to Footfall. The Von Valancius Protectorate is famed for the abundance of its main agri-world, Janus. It would be odd for him not to seize on such an opportunity when Footfall is on the verge of famine. However, the Corda dynasty pursues its own interests on Footfall. We've already announced our terms to the Liege, but he's stalling, I imagine in hopes of getting a better offer from you. The Corda dynasty believes, he smiles and gives a slight shrug, that cooperation would be preferable for both rogue trader houses. If you refuse Vladame, thereby forcing him to agree to a deal with us, the Corda dynasty can promise you a share of the profits from the future contract, as well as certain other prerequisites. Everyone benefits. The Emperor's most loyal servants should be concerned with carrying his will through the stars, and less with divvying up profit among themselves. Argenta says disapprovingly, but quiet enough so as not to interrupt the negotiations, especially when the well-being of one of Imperium's worlds is at stake, even one such as Footfall. Behind your smile, Master Bastion, teal shadows swirl. Others may not see them, but your worry cannot escape my eyes. What are you afraid of? Your house's wrath should these negotiations prove fruitless, or the wrath of House von Valancius? Adira, who was yawning in boredom a moment ago, flinches and clutches her face, her fingernails digging into her skin. They're coming! Again! Brothers of the ones who came before. I just don't get it. Do they all have a death wish? Draw your weapon. I appreciate the warning, Adira. What? Bastion stares at you in surprise, then turns around. Dude, everyone we talk to in the street just gets shot. I'll get help.
Glorious spectacle of your demise.
Alright. Let's see. How do we want to do this? Tank. We're going to have the tank handle everything to the left. Dirham. Her. Alright, Eagle goes into orbit. Front line.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Back line.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Alright,
If I may.
give him a turn. Taunt the stuff in that direction. The dog on standby.
Try to die with grace,
Pop.
at least. Me. As duty
Pop.
demands.
Twice dead Lenny.
I bring mercy and retribution. As honor ordains.
Hello, everyone.
I shall come. The other side awaits. As the death is a blessing. Trust me.
Alright.
Let's get to it.
Out my way.
Look at all that jello.
Let's get to it.
Stun grenades.
Let's get to it.
Functions successfully terminated. Abide in the host of blessed creations of the Omnisire.
I'll do it. Faith without deeds is
This
worthless.
might hit Muck in the back.
I'll do it.
She hit nothing. Let's see. Put the bird here.
Was it you? Or will do.
Let's see. Ah, another one is shattered.
Cat is on the loose.
I have read tomes of military tactics. Isn't... Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Here we go.
Death comes in silence. As honor ordains.
Ah,
The shadows will see it done. I shall not fail, as the tenets demand. As honor ordains.
dang.
Hold on.
That guy's sturdy.
Out of my way.
Ah, dog got a kill. You said something about a cat. What is it? It's a dog and we named it Cat. That's it. It's a dog named Cat.
Of his faithful. Check for me.
Burb!
Activated.
Good burb.
Let's get to it.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire
The line
in
of
my
sight.
heart.
They who discern the future own the battlefield.
Schemes within schemes.
Can't reach from there.
Scared yet?
I like spiffing Brit's video at 5 dogs and a bird named Dogs who had 6 dogs. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that video too. Yeah, he found a pretty OP combo to make the dogs do like 500 damage a turn. And I know how to do it because I watched the videos, but I'm not gonna replicate that. It feels a bit too busted.
If I may, me.
Let's
You
make
insist,
it.
Lord Captain.
All right, use her big power.
May their blades be sharp.
So many hits. That move is so crazy on a single target. And it wasn't even like halfway done. There was more. Why are you all standing on my loot? A body found on the note, reads Sector 2. Alright, what was that item? Hold on. All targets of Taunting Scream suffer -22 penalty to willpower test against this ability. So this just increases the chance of a successful taunt, I think. Plus 10 awareness. I think she's got really high awareness. Where did that go? Oh, it went over here. Okay. Plus 15 lore Imperium. Okay. Alright. Did I get all the loot? I think I did. No one got injured or anything, so that's good. Alright. Awesome. Alright. Progress made. Save the game. We got the dog. That was really cool. We got the dog, the Cybird, the eagle. That's pretty neat. And next time, I'm going to be aiming to try to get Jay on the crew, because last time it somehow messed up and I was completely unable to finish her quest, so I want to make sure we get her because I've never seen her story. So saving our progress here, and we'll pick it up from here on the next one.